Results Radio Podcast. Now listen to a slice of wisdom, a concept, a sentiment, a theory, and maybe even a rant from one of your industry colleagues. For the record.
Hey, welcome to For the Record, episode 39. Hey, Carm Capriato here. Are you struggling to increase your ARO? Well, FlexCheck Auto Digital Vehicle Inspection Software may be the answer you're looking for. This simple, fully customizable system is designed to operate on any Android device. And now it improves technician efficiency in the bays, service writer efficiency at the counter, and increases average repair order. FlexCheck Auto is the most transparent way to do business. Go to flexcheckauto.com to learn more. I've always offered you to create your own For the Record episode by turning on your smart device and recording your opine. Now, it's an open invitation, you know that. Thanks to Grant Swaim for recording his own rant. In fact, Grant Swaim says no one's coming to save you, so don't wait for someone to fix your problems. Find Grant's talking points on the show notes page at remarkableresults.biz/secondary-F039. Shop owner. The views and opinions expressed are those of my guest and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the author, sponsors, associates, or affiliates of LSTN Media, LLC. Now, Grant Swaim, full-time post-secondary instructor, shop owner, and aftermarket instructor, says the gearhead days are gone. For the record.
I'm Grant Swaim, the owner of Gearhead School, and this has been recorded from the 16th floor of the Sheraton Hotel in Overland Park, Kansas. Yes, I'm at Vision 2019. It's on my annual to-do list, and you need to make it here. If you haven't been here, put it on your to-do list or at least your bucket list. It's one of the best automotive training conferences in the States. I've been in the automotive service industry all my life. The first 20 years, I was a shop owner, had an independent Honda repair shop. In the last 20 years, I've been involved in automotive education, both as a independent trainer and a instructor for the North Carolina Community College system. And as you can imagine, I've got a few good educational rants in me, so let's get started. This, for the record, was actually inspired by two of Carm's podcasts, episode 312, The Road to Great Technicians. It was ironically recorded a year ago this weekend here at Vision Conference with Chris Chesney from CarQuest Training, Donnie Seifer from NASTAF, and Jill Saunders from Toyota. And it was the title of the episode 312 was The Road to Great Technicians, and they addressed the technician shortage. And then later last year at Apex, episode 383, they had another roundtable discussion of the Road to Great Technicians, and it included Chris, Donnie, and Jill, and they were joined by Kyle Holt of SP2. There's a ton of information on these two podcasts. I really recommend you go and consume those two podcasts and read the show notes. There's a lot of stuff in there that you probably need to be concerned about. I'm going to focus on mainly one part, which is the tech shortage. I don't think the shortage came as a surprise to anybody in the automotive service industry. We kind of known this. The numbers were big, like spooky big, to the point where I felt like I wanted to kind of take a deep dive and really make sure I knew what was going on here. So I did that. I did a deep dive into the Tech Force Foundation and the data that was being referenced in these two podcasts. The Tech Force Foundation produced 3 reports on the technician shortage. That was the Technician Demand Report in October 2017, the Technician Supply Report in June of 2018, and then they updated both those reports into one consolidated report, the Technician Supply and Demand Report, December 2018. And the reason I give you the dates on this is remind you that this is fresh data. We're in early spring 2019, so this information, this last publication was just a few months ago. This is good current data. Now, these reports were heavily footnoted and referenced. I'm going to actually read you the sources used for this data, just so you understand that this information is very well sourced and it's good, hard data. So the following sources were used: Bureau of Labor Statistics, Congressional Budget Office, Integrated Post-Secondary Education Data System, Manpower Group, National Automotive Dealers Association, National Center for Education Statistics, the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis, and the U.S. Census Office. The bottom line for 2019 is this. The projected demand for trained technicians at the post-secondary level is 78,000 a year. And the graduates of post-secondary automotive programs, 37,000 in 2019. So you do the math, projected shortage for 2019 is 41,000. Now this does include community colleges and private programs such as UTI, but bottom line is the educational system, both private and public, together are not even producing 50% of the need. Let me also share an article I found as I looked deeper into this subject. It was an article published on the Automotive News website dated August 2018, and the title of the article was Chronic Shortage of Service Techs Threatens Dealership Profits. Well, dealers now, you generally have maybe 100, 200, 300 dealers are owned by a holding company, and they have a lot of money, they have MBAs on board, and they're going to get more and more aggressive as we all fight for trained technicians. So who are filling these slots? Based on statistics, the average is half the time you're hiring somebody, they're undertrained. But you need somebody. I call them gearheads. You know, for the most part, we're hiring gearheads. They're young, untrained or undertrained. They love cars. They want to get a start somehow, and you put them in your shop. Don't blame you. But what are you going to do now? There was a time when you could let a gearhead sit there, and through osmosis, through on-the-job training, they could make it. When I entered the industry in the 80s, you could survive as a gearhead. The car could be mastered without a lot of formal education. Those days are gone. There's too much at stake. It's just not going to work. So what are you going to do when you look out in the shop and you realize that you've got 2 or 3 people that are severely undertrained and you need to move them up? I do know this much. If you're banking on somebody outside your organization saving the day, I got a news flash for you. Nobody's coming to save you. Help is not on the way right now. It'll come in due time. There's a lot of influential people. There's a lot of organizations. There's a lot of focusing on the tech shortage, and it will improve over time, but you can't bank on that. It's not going to happen next year or the year after that or the year after that. And if you're waiting for somebody else to fix it, you'll be out of business before the fix arrives. So basically, you got to kind of grab the old bull by the horns and deal with it. Now, upgrade training is good. I totally endorse that. The World Packs and CarQuest and Garage Gurus and the whole smattering of stuff that's available. But most of that focuses on high-level diagnostics. You probably have some gearheads working for you that need basics. So quite frankly, the way I see it, you're going to have to do something to train these people, and they need to step up to bat, accept the training. Your business can't afford to have them taking up a bay if they plan on sitting there. It's just at the entry level and every level. You also can't have somebody that's 5 or 8 years away from retiring decide they're just going to quit training and ride it out. That's not going to end well for them either. They're not going to retire as a hero. They're going to retire as a zero. But, your shop really needs to be healthy, and everybody working for you needs to embrace lifelong learning, and you need to be the person that makes it happen by matching up your needs and their abilities and in-house training, and you will excel above the rest. I think this is a good point to stick a fork in this rant and call it done. As you can imagine, I probably have a few more good education-related rants. We'll see if this one makes the cut, and hopefully you hear more from me. I'm Grant Swaim, the owner of Gearhead School. Bye.
Thanks for listening to For the Record from Remarkable Results Radio. Subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast listening app. Find all Remarkable Results podcast content at remarkableresults.biz.